We're back now, and boy, am I excited about having this guest with us. She is a beauty queen, an author, an actress. She does it all. Here's one of her books. She's written about 1 million books. This one's called Beauty by the Book. We're talking about, of course, Nancy Stafford. Welcome. How you doing?
Thank you, sir. So good to see you.
Welcome to the East Coast. And, of course, we've caught up with Nancy at the Western Film Fair. A lot of people think you didn't do a Western, but we're going to prove them wrong. We'll talk about that in a minute. But first, because we're about 50 minutes from Andy Griffith's hometown, I have to start out by asking, because we're all still very much in mourning about his loss, his passing. What was it like? Because you worked with him for 6 seasons on Matlock. What kind of man was he? What kind of actor was he? How was he to work with?
Well, he was amazing. They were the best 5 years of my career, maybe my life. He was a joy. We had a party every day. He was a consummate professional. I absolutely adored him. We got along famously, and the whole tone of the show was set by Andy. And anybody who came on that set, he raised a bar really high. And so I think the whole level of the show was raised to Andy's level. Because
a lot of sets and shows, people talk about directors and people yelling and screaming at actors and whatever. He didn't have any of that.
No, he liked it calm, he liked it collected, he liked people prepared. You know, he was willing to do his work and expected everybody else to do theirs, and we did. But it was absolutely a joy. I mean, I loved every minute of it.
I tend to think that he's maybe underrated as an actor. What do you think?
Totally, you're right. You're totally right. You just take one peek at a face in the crowd, and you see how scary good he is as a dramatic actor. And the other thing I think with Andy is he made being a good old boy look so easy. You know, his characters, both even Andy of Mayberry and certainly Matlock, are very different from Andy Griffith.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of aspects of each of those that he combined, but he just made it look so easy that you didn't think he was really acting, but he was. And
but kind of introverted, too. You and I were talking a couple weeks ago about the fact that he was not a publicity hound.
No. Yeah. Well, everybody else was, clamoring for, to be on the Tonight Show and Letterman and all these. He always sort of had a rule. Every year when the season would start, the show would start for the year, he agreed to do the Today Show. I think he did the Tonight Show. He might have done Newsweek or Time, maybe. And that's it.
That was it.
Yeah.
About Matlock, we were talking about Western, your ties to the Western. There was an episode, which they're screening here at the Film Festival, called Nightmare, where Andy hit himself with a board. You were visiting an old West town, one of those old Western towns, and he has a nightmare thinking that you all are in the Old West, and in fact it transforms the whole cast, and you played?
I played the madam of the town.
So you ran the saloon and everything?
I did, and I'm the bad guy.
You murdered somebody.
I'm the murderer, yes.
See, that just does not go with the Nancy Stafford image. And I want to talk about the Nancy Stafford image for just a quick second. The fact is that you're a very principled person, have an abiding faith in God, and very, I guess, conservative in some ways. And yet, you're out in Hollywood. You had to turn down a lot of roles over the years. Wasn't that kind of difficult to turn down roles?
Difficult because you really want to work. Not so difficult because when you're doing what you believe in, the cost is not so great when it's for God. But yeah, I did turn down an awful lot of roles.
What worried you? Objectionable material, language?
Yeah, all of the above. Mostly kind of the overarching message of the film itself or the show itself. A lot of language. Just I just didn't want to be associated with stuff that was really not either just not so nice.
You wanted things that had a redeeming value to them. Well, I want to hold up this book again and also mention the website, nancystafford.com, because you can get this book everywhere, and you can get many of her books there. But the reason I'm holding this particular one up, Beauty by the Book, is because, and you and I talked about this when we were working on the newspaper column together, you're very concerned about some of the young girls and young women who are trying to emulate, I want to be beautiful like Nancy Stafford. I'm going to have plastic surgery. I'm going to starve myself. I'm going to become anorexic. Concerns you?
Very much so. And part of what concerns me is that I think a lot of people, not only young people, but even women my age, look at the images in magazines, films, television. They don't realize or understand that they're doctored, completely art-generated, computer-altered, airbrushed, certainly. They're not real images that they are really literally killing themselves to try to become. And so the book, one of my greatest heart cries is really for people to understand their great value in and of themselves, who they really are, their real beauty, and be able to eschew what the media tells us we have to be.
Right. You, as we wrap up, why do you like to come to events like this? I know you love people. I mean, here's a Western Film Fair and you're just at home, people love you. Why do you like it?
You know, it kind of gets me back a little bit to my roots. I'm from South Florida, which doesn't seem like a very southern place, but I'm from a very southern family. And these are kind of my people. And I also love hearing people's affection for Andy and their affection for Matlock. And this is sort of why we all do what we do. So to get to kind of come and meet people that have followed our careers just means the world to me. And so it's a thrill. I love every second.
Well, I remember as a child in the early 60s playing basketball with some kids down in Florida in your neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
They said, "Where are you from?" I said, "North Carolina." And they said, "You're a Yankee." And they wouldn't play with me anymore.
Oh my goodness.
So I don't know what the Mason-Dixon line must have moved somewhere. Well, look, thanks for everything. I know you go and you work with kids and you do teaching, and I'm sure you'll have more books coming up, and we're just going to follow you and love you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate our new friendship.
All right. Well, that's it for this celebrity edition of Triad today, but special thanks go to Tommy Hildreth for letting us film at the Western Film Fair, and to Eric Bishop and News 14 for their assistance. For everyone here at Triad Today, I'm Jim Longworth. See you next week.